I'm Alicia Sedgwick, communication coach, and I'm here on the port of Monaco with the Mediterranean Sea to my left, the Casino of Monte Carlo to my right, and the Yacht Club of Monaco. And I'm here today to meet and speak with the first British driver in 52 years to become FIA European Rally Champion, Chris Ingram. I am delighted to meet you, Chris, today. Hello.
Pleasure to see you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Now,
you.
I specifically wanted us to meet here because I believe that this location produced a very significant change in your life. And I think that it was all down to an Australian Shepherd dog, a beautiful Australian Shepherd dog. Tell us the story.
Yeah, absolutely. My life really changed at this very spot. I came over to compete in Rally Monte Carlo, which was my life dream to do that rally. And Monte Carlo for me has always been the pinnacle of the sport. And it was my debut, and the morning of the race I came for a run along here and I bumped into two dogs. It was actually a black Labrador and an Australian Shepherd, and the black Lab reminded me of my first dog.
Wow.
And I just had to say hello and got talking to the owners, Lisa and Tanya, and Lisa was like, "Yeah, you're a nice young man. I want to introduce you to my daughter." So, yeah,
I love that.
It was a crazy story, and 18 months later, I'm with Jazz, and yeah, it's been like a fairy tale, really.
It really is. I mean, it's a beautiful love story because I think that you didn't actually get to see her though, or you got to see her then, and then you were kind of texting and messaging for about a year.
Yeah, I didn't actually meet her. She was playing hard to get for like a year. And then the next year I came to do the rally, we finally met up and had a drink and hit it off.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, as you say, 18 months later, here you are. And I must admit that when I first saw photos of you, and I saw some video footage as well, and I thought, why would this handsome, charming, young northern lad from Manchester, England, be a rally driver? Why, Chris?
It's been my passion since I was a kid. Ever since my father took me to watch a rally in the forests in the UK, I've just been obsessed with the sport and just chasing my dream. And it's crazy how it all works. Like I said, in the sport, Monte Carlo's the pinnacle. It's like the dream place.
But your father and your parents, do you have brothers and sisters?
I've got an older sister.
An older sister.
Yeah.
So she and your parents, nothing to do with racing, car driving?
My dad used to drive.
Oh, he did?
For fun.
Yeah.
And he was very talented, but he never really took it seriously. But when I first got the chance, my dad helped me start initially.
Right. So that's where it came from?
Yeah, I've always taken it ultra seriously. And when I got my first big chance as a teenager, I thought maybe I can make something out of this. And
incredible.
I've just chased my dream every step of the way, and there's been a lot of highs and lows, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But
absolutely. But first of all, I mean, I saw some footage of you at age 12 driving some kind of weird contraption. I don't know what it was.
Buggy, yeah.
It was a buggy?
Yeah.
Okay. And it seemed to be on a farm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah?
Yeah, so my dad was a property developer.
Oh.
And I was a very lucky kid that we had a field, and my dad got me this little dune buggy, and that's where I first developed my skill. And yeah, that was like a dream childhood.
12 years old. Because then by 16, you were Junior Rally Champion
in the UK.
And Motorsports Association Young Driver of the Year.
Yeah.
Was that by 16 years old?
Yeah, so 16 Junior Champion in the UK, then 18 I won the Young Driver of the Year against all the racing and rally drivers in the UK, and then got my first contract with a team in rallying with Peugeot actually. Peugeot, I'm not sure the French pronunciation, but
Peugeot will do.
Yeah, that was my first big chance.
Right, and then by age 23, you were winner of the, is it 4 FIA titles?
So yeah, I won the European Junior title,
Right.
and then moved up to the top class and won the European Rally Championship overall when I was 24.
24.
So the youngest, my co-driver and I were the youngest team to have ever won it as well. And it was actually a really challenging build-up because I was struggling for funding, but competing against some of the biggest teams with, you know, multi-million budgets. And it was thanks to 1,000 fans who actually chipped in and contributed to a crowdfunding campaign
Really?
that I was able to carry on and win the title.
Wow.
So that, I don't think that's ever been done before, to win a FIA championship either.
With crowdfunding.
Exactly, yeah.
Incredible. And so you're riding high, literally, and then COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
And a pandemic that affects globally and certainly affected you.
Yeah.
Huge impact. What happened?
Yeah, so I thought, right, I've made it. I was at the FIA Awards in Paris, on stage with Lewis Hamilton, collecting my trophy. You know, I thought, right, this is it now. I'm going to get my big chance and go to the World Championship, or at least get the funding to progress more. And then COVID happened, and I pretty much lost everything, all my funding. Had to move back home and, you know, on the sofa for a short while. So that was like a real humbling moment. But I think it's been the making of me, because ever since I've built myself back up physically, mentally. I'm in the best place I've ever been. I'm performing at the best level I've ever been. Last year I was on the podium with my hero Sébastien Loeb. Wow. in the north of France.
Wow.
And the things he said about me was, you know, for your hero to say that about you, it meant more than even winning those championships.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So out of those 2 years where you're doing absolutely nothing, nothing to do with driving at all?
Exactly, just trying to network, get the opportunity back, secure funding to get myself back on track, and that was extremely difficult. You know, for something you dedicate your whole life to, for it to be taken away. Yeah. Mentally, it was very tough. Yeah. But like I said, I believe everything happens for a reason, and now I'm here. I've not quite where I want to be yet, but I fully believe I'm going to get there one way or another.
I fully believe that too. So really, it takes a great deal of focus, and clearly, again, you are someone who's been determined right from the start. So you've got to be training, you've got to be fit. Is your training different to, for example, a Formula One driver?
Very similar, I'd say. I'm training every day. People ask what I do. I do a mixture of everything. I'm even really into yoga, because I find it really helps me calm down and learn how to relax, which is so important in the car. You don't want to be too tense.
Absolutely.
So yeah, a huge variety of training, and rallying is, I'd say it's a lot more about experience than Formula One, because the terrain, the different locations, yes, is from one extreme to the other, whereas the Formula One guys can learn the circuits fairly simply. We've got 10,000 corners, which is going to be impossible to learn, which is a good note to bring in my co-driver, which is a crucial role, and I've got to listen to every instruction he gives me implicitly to make sure we're as fast as we can be. That relationship,
very important. Got to have a lot of trust, a lot of respect. And we started off this conversation talking about your lovely girlfriend. That's another relationship, but is that a relationship that is a distraction, or does it still keep you focused and motivated?
Luckily, Jazz is so supportive of me. It's been nothing but positive for my career, and I feel so much more balanced now, thanks to our relationship. And my personal life, I've realised, is really the foundation for everything else, you know, in my career. And yeah, I'm lucky that it's better than it's ever been, and it's still getting better. Whereas when I was in quite a lonely, tough place,
yes,
during COVID.
Yes, and I wondered as well if it is a lonely sport. I mean, you've got your co-driver, but otherwise, is it lonely?
Yeah, it's motorsport is brutal and it's cutthroat. It can be very political. So I see myself coming from quite humble beginnings. I don't have a massive investment. I don't have a name. Like a lot of guys, their dad was a world champion, and that's an amazing help for them. So I'm really, I'm up against it, what I'm trying to achieve. I don't think anyone's really achieved what I have coming from my circumstances.
Those beginnings. And do you think that keeps you humble? Because it must be very difficult, once you become champion and you're in that world, it must be difficult to keep your feet on the ground.
For me, I find, well, hopefully I come across that way, but it's quite natural for me to have my feet on the ground.
Yeah, well, you're a northern lad, and they usually do have their feet on the ground. But you are very humble. Are you very competitive?
Yeah, extremely, and that's always the, when your back's against the wall, that's the thing that always keeps me going, is that resilience and that real fight to make it happen and never give up.
Are you competitive in all areas of your life, or just in your sport?
Just in my sport, really. When it comes to things related training, I'm competitive, but I'm also quite a relaxed guy. And I think that's important, otherwise I'd be constantly burnt out.
Yes, true.
But in my sport, I'll do whatever it takes. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, when you're not racing, I believe that you do you do teaching and training for people to learn how to be a rally driver?
Yeah, so whenever I'm not competing or looking for funding, I spend a lot of time coaching other drivers.
Oh, you do?
So from very low level, guys that just want to enjoy the sport, to national champions I've been coaching. So yeah, I really enjoy it, actually, and it keeps me developing my own skills at the same time. And it's always interesting. I'm fascinated with psychology, so it's always beneficial to understand others as well.
And is that something, do you think, in the future that you would like to actually help young people like you to come into the racing, the car rally driving?
100%, yeah. I know that with what I've learned from my journey, I would hopefully be able to help other young sportsmen, probably not just in rallying, but I've had a lot of great lessons already in my life. I'm not, like I said, I'm not where I want to be. I still want to get to the top of the World Championship and believe I can. But yeah, one day I would like to hopefully give back and maybe even be a team manager or something, some role like that one day.
Fabulous, fabulous. And I believe as well that you are the fundraising ambassador for Human, which is a men's mental health charity.
Yeah, exactly. I've been involved with a few different charities in the UK,
right.
Helping raise awareness and raise some funds. In the UK, it seems to be a bit of a different culture, but mental health is quite a issue at the moment. I feel in the UK, and something I'm quite passionate about because it's very misunderstood.
and obviously your own mental health, particularly during bad times, during COVID, and also coping with disappointments and frustrations. You know, things go wrong when you're racing. Something goes wrong with the car. Mistakes are made.
Yeah.
So it's dealing. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, it's all connected, I guess.
Yes.
And just the stronger mindset you can build, and the more tools you can have in your locker, and understanding of your mind and mental health. I've become really interested and passionate about it, and I think that's going to help me even more when I get to the highest levels.
Yes, absolutely. So I heard you quoted as saying, it's been an unbelievable experience.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been an unbelievable experience.
Yeah.
So if it was to end today, I hope to goodness that it doesn't, but if it did, would you be contented and satisfied?
I would be 100% content with what I've done. I've always given my all and 100%. But I wouldn't be happy for myself not getting the ultimate chance, because I believe I deserve that chance.
Yeah, well, you've worked very, very hard for it. When we began the conversation, you mentioned about chasing your dreams. And indeed, it's the title of one of your videos, Chase Your Dreams. And if you were going to give a message to people listening and watching today, would that be the message? Chase your dreams.
This must be a dream come true. You've been in the lead of this rally. It's your debut and you have secured a podium.
100%, and just believe in yourself. It sounds a bit cliche, but self-belief and realizing what you really want and what you desire in life, and just giving it everything.
Yeah. Complete conviction, determination, focus, and I guess ambition and drive too.
Yeah.
And doing what you love.
And discipline. And
yes, discipline.
Discipline for me is the highest form of loving yourself and giving yourself what you need. Not just day to day, but throughout the day. Being aware of that was a game changer for me.
Yeah, fantastic. So, 3 questions for you, Chris. First one is an easy one. Dark chocolate or milk chocolate or white chocolate?
Milk chocolate. I'm a very, very big chocolate addict.
Really?
Yeah, that's my downfall.
You don't look as if it is. Okay, second question. What makes you cry?
Thinking about, sounds a bit soppy, but family and loved ones makes me emotional. Yeah, not in a bad way, just fills me with emotion.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. That's really lovely. Okay. So, final question. One thing that somebody would say about you at your funeral?
I think hopefully very loving outside of the car, and very driven inside of the car.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I love that. Very loving outside of the car and very driven in the car. That's fantastic, Chris. I've got to tell you that you are already the champion of my heart. And all the people that you meet, you are definitely the champion of everyone's hearts. And I also believe that you are going to be World Rally Champion. Thank you, Chris, so much for today.
Thank you very much, Alicia.
Now, I don't normally let anyone drive my Fiat 500, but I'm going to let you drive it, because I want you to take me to the casino of Monte Carlo, because I want to place all my bets on you.
Thank you, that would be an honour.
Great, come on, let's go. Let's get in the car. and then you can be driven. No, I'll be driven.
You can co-drive me there.
So you can drive me now to the casino. Thank you so much. Chris! Oh, Chris! What are you going to do? Rally car drivers, rally car champions. Well, I hope that you've really enjoyed our first video with European Rally Champion Chris Ingram. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe to see more videos of fabulous people in Monte Carlo.